This is the Meloetta Pirouette form team. Let's see how it fares against good old Raymond. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're going against Raymond in the UU tier from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump to the team preview. Alright, Raymond's brought a pretty solid looking team. They got an Alola Muk, a Staraptor, Mimikyu, a Cyclizar, Hippowdon, and a Forretress. A lot of bulk on there with the Hippowdon, the Forretress, and the Muk. And then some powerhouses in Staraptor and Mimikyu. And of course, Cyclizar's there to clean up hazards and stuff, I'm guessing. So we have a decent opportunity here. If we can get rid of the Alola Muk, I feel like Moltres will do a lot of damage against them if we can get an agility up. I think I'm going to lead off. They're probably going to lead off with Hippowdon or Forretress. So I think I'm going to lead off with the Moltres. I think that's probably the best bet to go for. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. They might lead off with Staraptor, to be fair. I don't think they will, but you never know. So let's see how this goes out. And the battle begins. So Raymond's going to go ahead and lead off with Starscream, the Staraptor, as we lead off with Moltres. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. Gotta love it. So Staraptor is also shiny, which is pretty cool. We can just go straight for a Fiery Wrath or a Hurricane if we really want to. I am Terra Fire. I figured that was really fitting for the Moltres theme. Let's go for a Hurricane on the off chance they don't attack us. I think they will. I think they go for a U-turn here. Well, Hurricane hits everything on their team really hard, even the Muk. So let's go for the Hurricane real quick, as they are actually going to Terra. They're going to Terra right off the bat. What are they going to go for? What Terra are they going to go for? Are they going to go straight for a Flying Terra or a normal Terra? Flying. So they're going to go straight for the Brave Bird, and we should live. Unless the Choice Banded. In which case we don't live. But let's find out what's going to happen. So they go for a Brave Bird. Are they Choice Banded? Is this going to completely wreck me? It does. Moltres is out of commission already. It came on the field. It did nothing. And now they've got some recoil damage. But that's definitely banded. So we know it's banded damage. I should have gone into Donphan or something, really, shouldn't I? Just to scout. But, you know, it's whatever. So let's go Rotom real quick. There we go, into Mittens. So we lost Moltres, but Moltres wasn't going to be the key player of this game. Definitely wasn't going to be the key player of this game. So let's go for a Will-O-Wisp real quick. They're going to withdraw Starscream. Are they going to go Hippowdon right now? Hippowdon would be a good play, I guess. Cyclidon, that's going to be the Cyclizar, of course. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. So we go for the Will-O-Wisp. It's going to lower the power of their knockoffs at least, and Rapid Spins. Not that that really matters, because Rapid Spin wasn't doing too much damage anyway. And now we probably expect a U-turn or a Draco Meteor right now. So I'm going to go straight for the Volt Switch. There's no real reason not to go for a Volt Switch. They do go for a U-turn now. What are they going to go into U-turn? What are they going to U-turn into? So they are live for Cyclizar. So it's probably a good job we got the Will-O-Wisp off, which is pretty good. They're going to go into what, though? Are they going to go Hippowdon? Hippowdon would be a good shout. Moto, which is, of course, the Hippowdon. That's a Madagascar reference, right? That's awesome. So we go for a Volt Switch. Obviously, it fails on the Hippowdon. No big deal there. We can burn this thing, which would be nice. Getting the burn on the Hippowdon would be very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. They probably let us burn them because nothing on their team really wants to be burned. Mimikyu doesn't want to be burned. Staraptor and Muk don't want to be burned. So they're going to go ahead and go into Cyclidon again, which makes a lot of sense. Which makes a lot of sense indeed. We go for a Will-O-Wisp. It's going to fail because obviously they've already burned, which is no big deal at all. Cyclizar are so good to see. I'm glad Cyclizar is back in business with the Shed Tail ban. To be honest with you, I think it's much loved. So we'll go for a Volt Switch again. I don't think they'll U-turn again. I think the Draco. Yeah, the Draco. There we go. We're going to eat that up though because we are specially defensive, as it does a good amount of damage, to be fair. As we go for a Volt Switch now. So we've got a bit of momentum on our side of the field. They're lowered on the special attack. We kind of have to start making some plays right now. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of going Meloetta. No, I don't think Meloetta is a good shout. I think Sylveon's a good shout because they probably go into Muk, right? No, you know what? I'm going Meloetta. I think Meloetta is a good shout because they'll probably go into Muk, which would be a good option, to be fair. Muk is a good option. We can go for a Relic Song though. And Relic Song, what it does is it transforms Meloetta into its pirouette form, which gives it really good attack and really good speed. So we'll go for the Relic Song real quick. They do go for the U-turn. That's going to do some decent damage to us. And they probably go into the Muck. So let's go ahead and see what they're going to do. They are going to go ahead and switch out into whatever they're going to go into. Skittles comes in. That's going to be the Muck, right? It's got to be. Yeah, the Muck comes in. So the Muck comes in. We go for a Relic Song. It could put it to sleep. It's got a good chance of putting it to sleep. Does a decent bit of chip damage as well. And it's going to transform us into our pirouette form. There we go. So what we can do now is Meloetta pirouette form is actually a really good answer to a lot of the Pokemon on the team. It outspeeds the Staraptor and KOs with Ice Punch. It outspeeds the Cyclizar and KOs with close combat, and it also does a lot of damage to everything else. So let's go ahead and Tera, and we'll go for a close combat. We may as well Tera our Meloetta because honestly there's nothing else really to Tera. So they're going to withdraw. What are they going to go into? Are they going to go into the Hippowdon? That's the real question. So Moto comes in the Hippowdon, and it's going to take a lot of damage from this close combat, to be honest with you. I mean, they're probably Rocky Helmet, which isn't good. But let's see how much damage we do with a Tera fighting close combat from a Meloetta pirouette form. I'm pretty sure this is going to 2-hit KO this Hippowdon. I'm pretty sure it's going to 2-hit KO the Hippowdon. So let's go for the close combat, boosted by Tera, boosted by whatever item we've got. It's nearly a 2-hit KO. Nearly a 2-hit KO. Not quite a 2-hit KO, but nearly. Rocky Helmet is a thing, unfortunately. Sandstorm does subside though, which is good. As we can probably go for a Relic Song if we want to, or a Close Combat again. I think Close Combat is definitely the better option. So let's go for the Close Combat. There we go. We might get a high roll and actually KO this thing. Not quite, as the Rocky Helmet is going to kick in, and they probably just go for an EQ and KO us. So Meloetta Pirouette didn't get to do much this game. It nearly KO'd. Oh, wow. They go for a Slack Off. Fair enough. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what we're going to do is, instead, we're going to go into Sylveon. We're not going to let Meloetta Pirouette go down just yet. It won't be in its Pirouette form when I bring it in next. It'll be back in its regular form. So, we got Sylveon in check right now. I was really hoping Meloetta Pirouette to do more damage this game. But, you know, it is what it is. So, let's go for a Hyper Voice real quick. They're going to withdraw Moto. Are they going to go into the Forretress, though? Are they going to go into the Forretress? Skittles comes in. That's going to be the Muck. So Muck comes in. We are going to be able to go for a Hyper Voice boosted by Pixelate and all that stuff. We get the Throat Spray boost. Is that enough for us to get the KO on the Muck with this next Hyper Voice? I don't think it is. So we're going to have to go Donphan. So there we go. We're going to withdraw our Sylveon. We're going to go into Donphan real quick. There we go. Michelin comes in. Boom. Lovely jubbly. They go for a knockoff. We could have stayed in, really, but you know, it is what it is. It was a bit risky staying in. Rocky Helmet's going to kick in, and then we're going to be able to go for a Stealth Rocks. I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks because they're probably going to go into Hippowdon anyway. So we may as well do that. So they are going to withdraw Skittles. What are they going to go into, though? That's the real question. Probably Forretress. Fidget. That's definitely Fidget Spinner. That's the Forretress. And nice and gold as well. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. So we go for a Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are up, but they are probably going to go for a Rapid Spin right now. The only problem we've got with the Forretress is that we have nothing to hit it other than Rotom. So I'm going to go Rotom right now. May as well go Rotom. There's absolutely no reason not to go for Rotom right now. As there we go, Mittens comes in. Lovely jubbly. As they go for a Rapid Spin, which is of course going to do minimal damage to us, but it does raise their speed. And it clears away the Stealth Rock, so that's unfortunate, but what can you do about that? So what we can do now is, we could go for a Will-O-Wisp if we wanted to. I'm more inclined to go for a Volt Switch. I'm kind of expecting them to go Hippowdon though. I kind of want to go for an Overheat. So they just withdraw their Forretress. What are they going to go into? Are they going to go Hippowdon? Cyclidon? Cyclidon's not going to appreciate the Overheat, I don't think. It's got Regenerator, which does obviously help. So Overheat comes through. That's going to do a lot of damage to the Cyclizar. Not quite enough to get the KO, unfortunately. As now, we basically have to go into Sylveon. They probably go for a U-turn, expecting this. So I might meet that in the middle and go for a Will-O-Wisp. I think I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, expecting them to go... Oh, they go for a Double Edge. I wasn't expecting Double Edge from this thing. That's a new one. So anyway, Cyclizar gets the KO with the double edge. It nearly gets KO by the recoil, and then obviously the life orb is going to be able to take it out. So we got rid of Cyclizar. We're doing well against Raymond. I always lose against Raymond, by the way. I'm notoriously bad at losing against Raymond. So they probably go Staraptor here, so I'm going to meet that in the middle and go Donphan. In comes Staraptor, which is, as you would expect, Staraptor comes in. We go into Donphan. They probably just go straight for the Brave Bird, to be fair. I'm going to go for the Ice Shot to get some chip damage off. I think they go straight for the Brave Bird, though. I'm pretty sure they go straight for the Brave Bird. They do. They stay in. And we go for an Ice Shard as they go straight for the Brave Bird. The Brave Bird's going to come through, and it's obviously going to not KO the Donphan. Yep, it doesn't KO the Donphan, but the recoil plus Rocky Helmet. Never mind. We don't have Rocky Helmet. We go for the Ice Shard this time. I forgot we got knocked off. What is this game? Staraptor comes through and switches out. They're going to go into Fidget Spinner, which makes a lot of sense. Fidget Spinner comes through. Now, the only good thing about this is that Fidget Spinner doesn't really have good recovery. So any damage we can get off on this thing is going to be ideal. So let's go for an Earthquake real quick. And any damage we can get off on this thing is, like I said, going to be ideal. So Earthquake is going to come through. It's going to do nothing. They go for a Rapid Spin. It's going to do nothing to us. But at the same time, we're on low HP. So let's go for another Earthquake and just get some damage off on this thing. They go for an EQ of themselves. That's going to take out Donphan. Wasn't expecting them to have EQ, but you know, it is what it is. And then we just go from there. So I'm thinking either Meloetta into the Relic Song again, or Sylveon. I'm thinking Sylveon's probably the better option. So let's go Sylveon real quick. There we go. Sylveon comes through. Let's go for a Hyper Voice real quick. Hyper Voice should do some decent damage to this thing. They do go for a Spikes, pretty much guaranteeing that Meloetta can't switch back in and something like that. So let's go for a Hyper Voice and see how much damage we're doing. Not much damage at all. They're going to get all the spikes up, which is unfortunate, but what can you do about that? They go for an EQ. It's going to do minimal damage to us. We go for a Hyper Voice. Nearly gets the KO, which is good. As now we can go for another Hyper Voice and take out this Ferretris as they go for an EQ to get some chip damage off on us. So there we go. Hyper Voice comes through. We definitely lost this battle when we lost Moltres at the start. I shouldn't have stayed in against the Staraptor at all. Definitely shouldn't have stayed in against the Staraptor. In comes said Staraptor, which is nice. So Staraptor comes in. They're probably going to go straight for a Brave Bird. I am inclined to go for a... I'm inclined to switch out into Meloetta. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. Going to withdraw Sylveon. I think Sylveon can be more useful than Meloetta can, as we're going to go into Bellatrix real quick, the Meloetta. Get some spikes damage, not really because we've got heavy duty boots. Brave Bird comes through, and that's going to take us out, obviously. But the recoil is going to take out the Staraptor. So Staraptor's out of the way. We still have Sylveon. We still have a chance of doing this. If we can get a KO, if we can damage the Mimikyu enough, then we can potentially get the KO on. Because there's no doubt that Hippowdon might not have Stone Edge and it might not have Ice Fang. So if Salamence can get a KO on the Alolan Mug, we might be golden. So let's go into Sylveon real quick. I have a feeling they're going to go into the Hippowdon or the Mimikyu right now. Moto is going to come in the Hippowdon. That's actually the more ideal situation. So we'll go into our Sylveon real quick. There we go. Sylveon comes in. We're going to get hurt by the spikes, unfortunately, as the Sandstorm is going to come through for them. We go for a Hyper Voice right now. Hyper Voice should do some decent chip damage. There we go. Hyper Voice comes through. Decent chip damage indeed as they go for a Stealth Rock. So that's fine by me. Absolutely fine by me. I don't mind the Stealth Rocks one bit. Salamence isn't going to like it, but, you know, Salamence can deal with it. He's going to have to suck it up. So we'll go for a Hyper Voice again. Just to get some damage off. They do withdraw. Are they going to go into the Alolan Muck? That's the real question, probably. Skittles comes in. That's the Alolan Muck. As a Alolan Muck, it should be two-shotted by this. It is two-shotted by this. There we go. So Alolan Muck is two-shotted by this. I'm more inclined to switch out into our Salamence, to be fair, but I'm also not inclined to do that. So let's go for a Hyper Voice. Take out Skittles. There we go. Sylveon's actually 1v1 him pretty well. Now the Alolan Muck's out of the way, Sylveon 1v1's pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're going to go into Mimikyu right now. Rage Awakened comes in. That's the Mimikyu. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. So we go for a Hyper Voice here. Hyper Voice is a normal time move, but it's not going to get a chance to go off anyway because Play Rough KOs us, which is unfortunate. What can you do about that though? As they are Life Orbs, so we probably lose here because the Sandstorm doesn't break their thing, so that's unfortunate. We'll go into Merlin anyway. I'm not Intimidate, so I'm not going to get an Intimidate off on this thing. Let's go for an Iron Head just to get the KO on the... Oh, they withdraw. Why withdraw? Just Play Rough. Just Play Rough, right? So they go into Moto, which is, of course, the Hippowdon. We go for the Iron Head. That's going to do some minimal damage. And then the Rocky Helmet chip is obviously going to kick in. Sandstorm's going to subside, which is nice. We go for another Iron Head because we're Choice Scarf. We're locked in. Let's go for the Iron Head. There we go. Let's get a flinch real quick. Rocky Helmet is obviously going to take into effect. They go for a Slack Off. Why? Why prolong the inevitable? You're prolonging the inevitable, especially if this Hippowdon doesn't have a move to hit us with. So let's go for an Iron Head real quick. There we go. Iron Head comes through. They do get the flinch, which is nice. Can we get a crit flinch? That's what we like to see. Crit flinch, that'd be nice. Rocky Helmet's nearly going to take us out, of course, as they go for a Whirlwind for some reason, and that's not going to work. He's just toying with me at this point, isn't he? He's just toying with me at this point, isn't he? So we go for an Iron Head again. Obviously, it's not going to KO the Hippowdon, as Rocky Helmet's going to KO us, and that's going to be the game. So GG, Raymond. That was a pretty fun game. We did lose straight away as soon as we lost Moltres at the start. I played pretty badly that game, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, and all awful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.